Thanks so much for being with us. There's a lot going on this morning, so we're tracking the flooding, the mudslides, the road closures all over Southern California.
We definitely have team coverage spreading out, bringing you all the breaking updates as they happen. We have Gigi and Mario. They're out checking the damage from flooding and debris. Maria, of course, has your forecast, how long this rain's going to last. All right, but first, let's check in with Stu in Skyfox. It is going to be a messy and dangerous morning out there on the roads.
Definitely. Messy and dangerous. I don't have to tell you guys, it is pouring out there, and we already have some problems out on the roadway. Let's get right out to the map. The first one's going to be out in the Irwindale area. Got a crash out there on the southbound 605 at Live Oak Avenue. Now, this was a signal alert. Recently, actually, just before we went live, they did just say the signal alert is over, but you know how that goes. That backup remains. So if the southbound 605 in the Irwindale area is your drive this morning, give yourself some extra time. Agua Dulce, that's the next one. There's nothing sweet about this water at all. There's a signal alert out there. It rains in effect after a crash with injuries. Now, this is going to be on the northbound 405, so a lot of you folks are going to, if you're driving today, you're going to be coming south, but this is actually on the northbound 14, I might have said something else, and right at Soledad Canyon. 2 left lanes are closed for an unknown duration. Just real quick, everybody, if you on the roads today, first of all, try not to be. Second of all, if you're in traffic, consider yourself blessed, because at least nobody is moving very, very quickly. If you're out there by yourselves, though, this is the thing. Let's keep an eye on that speed. You can fall into those old routines. Get that speed up. It is very dangerous today. A lot of puddling, a lot of pooling. We don't want to see any spin outs, and we definitely don't want to see you get injured. Good morning, Maria. Let's talk about this weather.
Yeah, Stu, can I add to that the expression that we always talk about, turn around, don't drown. Please, we have a lot of flooded roadways right now, and we're still looking at some very dark conditions out there. That sun is not due to rise for another 50 minutes or so. So please, if you have to be out in the road, remember the rules, remember the advice that we give you. We talk about this. We've talked about it since last week, so I hope this has not come as a surprise. The potentially damaging and life-threatening situation is here. We hear those alerts on the TV, right? The really loud bursts of high-pitched sounds. That is the emergency alert system that is warning you of the flash flooding that is occurring right now. Flash flood warning for many parts of Southern California, including a big part of LA County. We've got moderate to heavy rain, and it has been constant since yesterday. As we zoom in, you can see some of the heavier cells right now that has moved through parts of the Inland Empire, Orange County as well, San Bernardino, Riverside, off of the 60 freeway, and of course the mountains. Very treacherous driving conditions and travel conditions up into the high country. This is all part of an area of low pressure that we talked about stalling, and that is exactly what is happening right now. It is pulling up all of that water vapor and all of that moisture from the southwest, and this is going to be constant today. It's going to be all day today, through tonight, through tomorrow. I will have the rest of the forecast when I come back. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you, Rox.
Okay, Maria, thank you. A landslide overnight slamming into a house in LA's Beverly Crest neighborhood. Let's go to Mario. He's live in Beverly Crest with that story. Mario, good morning.
Hi, Roxanne. We talked to one resident who's lived here over 2 decades. He says he's experienced one landslide before, but this one definitely the most damaging. And you can see the runoff here at the end of the street down the hill where this is all happening. Just take a look at the video and you can see the damage we're talking about, and the home here after a mudslide, and a lot of debris came down from the hillside. This is along the 10,000 block of Caribou Lane, where the mud and debris took out part of a carport as well and left the road covered in pieces of the home and furniture. Fortunately, this house here was vacant, up for sale with no one inside, but neighbors, they say they heard the commotion just after midnight, what sounded like all that water rushing down the hill and then trees breaking. That's when they decided to leave their homes. So we can tell you at least 10 residents in 5 nearby homes have self-evacuated. We'll hear from some of them coming up at 6:30. For now, that's the latest here in Beverly Crest in the Santa Monica Mountains. I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
Mario, thank you. So it has been a really tough night for people living in those canyon areas. They're dealing with mud flows, home damage, and evacuations in Encino and Studio City. Gigi Graciette has been chasing the storm all morning. Gigi, what a mess.
It is a mess, and one thing we've seen, extremely dangerous driving conditions. We're on Ventura Boulevard and Sunny Slope here in Sherman Oaks. Take a look at the water flow at this corner, and we're seeing this up and down Ventura, where the south side of Ventura Boulevard is flooded. There's no way you'll be able to park your car without getting into at least a foot of water. And this is the least of the damage done, because take a look at this. Studio City near Fryman Canyon, where late last night part of a hillside came down significantly, damaging at least 2 homes and forcing the evacuation of 7 more houses. LA City firefighters helping 16 people and their pets evacuate, while the Department of Building and Safety is being called all over town to check out the structural integrity of homes like these in Encino. A similar scene on Boris Drive between Zelsna and Lindley, where we have down trees, down fences, and the hillside basically shifted, bringing down someone's concrete driveway. The concrete, along with the mud and debris, breaking through a home's wall, where the mud flowed into several rooms. Thankfully, no one was injured. It has been a non-stop night of emergency calls for first responders, like fire crews, who are asking that if you don't need to be out and about, to please stay home.
To stay home. Stay home unless limit non-essential travel. It is safer inside. One of those things is the amount of rainfall, the low visibility, and then also the roadways of flooding. Just limit your chances.
And you see there one of the fences and trees down on Boris Drive blocking the way. A bulldozer was being called to try to clear that path up. And bringing it back here live, Sherman Oaks, Ventura Boulevard, the south side of the street, up and down, flooded. This is just one of the many intersections that are very dangerous. So allow yourself plenty of time if you do have to go out. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Yeah, it's the ponding and the pooling on the side of the road that you have to pay attention to. Gigi, thank you. Over to Baldwin Hills now, where an overnight mudslide caused a 6-car crash. There were some minor injuries there, but thankfully everybody is expected to be okay. The incident caused some lane closures on South La Brea between Coliseum and Stalker Streets. Bulldozers were brought in to remove debris, and no word yet on when those roads will fully reopen.
A big area of concern this morning in Latuna Canyon and Sun Valley, where a mandatory evacuation order is in effect. A large area of Latuna Canyon Road is in a potential danger zone, and officials worry that fast-moving mud and debris will catch people by surprise. Police have blocked off the road leading to the evacuation zone, only letting people through at their own risk. We did talk to neighbors who did evacuate, as well as others who decided to stick it out.
When we get rains, the foothills here gather it, so it does flood. They said that if you leave, we're there and they're not going to let you back in, and so we just decided we'd stick around.
All stocked up? You got everything you need?
100%. Got plenty of firewood, tons of movies.
Well, he's lived in the area off of Latuna Canyon Road since the early 80s, he says, and he says he's seen his share of natural disasters. I don't know about you guys, but our power went out for a little bit.
Oh, did it? Last night?
Briefly. I know it was spotty for people. I would hear, hey, our power's out, and then, oh, it's back.
Yeah.
And it's out, and it's back.
Right. And the winds. The wind was pretty fierce.
The wind was really strong yesterday.
Yeah.
Ahead of, at least it gave us that warning. It wasn't raining quite yet, but the winds were so gusty outside. The problem, of course, like Latuna Canyon and some of these mud and debris flows, is that the 2-day total, I mean, look at the rain. This is not usual. If you remember last year, we got a lot of rain, but it was really spread out over different days. This is a lot of rain in a very short amount of time. So I would not be surprised if we break many records for the 2-day totals that we've gotten so far. And we are adding to this number. Topanga, over the last 2 days, almost 10 inches of rain. That is unbelievable. Woodland Hills, over 9 inches. Bel Air, 7.43 inches of rain. DeVore Fire Station, almost 3 inches already and counting. Brea, out in Orange County, over 2.25 inches of rain. Again, this is between 24 to 48 hour period. So you can imagine a lot of people experiencing a lot of damage right now with leaky roofs, flooding down roofs, me included, by the way. I have discovered new leaks in my roof, so I've got buckets all over the front of my house. Here we go. Flash flood warnings are in effect. This means potentially damaging, life-threatening situation through parts of Malibu, Calabasas, Sherman Oaks, Brentwood, through the 101 freeway and parts of the valley, up towards Santa Clarita. Flash flood warnings. Flood advisories elsewhere. That means flooding is occurring right now on the road because of all of this rain. Rainfall rates of a half an inch to an inch per hour is happening right now. Where's all that water going to go? It is going to flood. It is flooding out there in many areas. Right now, we've got those damaging conditions with the rain, steady rain continuing through the afternoon, and yes, it will continue tomorrow. Snow level still pretty high, so it's a lot of rain up into the higher elevations, although there is snow falling up above 8,000 feet. That snow level is going to continue to drop tomorrow into Wednesday. That means 4,500 feet, 5,000 feet. Our passes will be impacted by the icy, snowy, and rainy conditions. We have a lot of hazards out there. I'll go over more of them when I come back. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you.